I ate undercooked steak. What can happen to me? What are the risks of eating undercooked steak? I tried to cook medium rare steak for the first time and I did not know about the palm trick to see if the meat is ready. I ate a bite and it was very soft. After I googled and found the hand-palm firmness trick, I realizes my meat was not cooked.
The risks of eating undercooked steak vary based on the region, the risk status of the person involved, are they a child, elderly, or immunocompromised in any way. For normal healthy adults, the risks of eating a single bit of undercooked steak in any of the industrialized nations are fairly small. Nothing might happen. You might suffer from food-borne illness, most likely E. coli. From steak, with consequences ranging from, you might get a tummy ache, you might suffer flu-like symptoms or vomiting for a few days, you might die, but it is quite unlikely. Note that food-borne illness normally takes at least 24 to 48 hours to develop, and is related to the quantity of contaminated food consumed. One bite is lower risk than a whole meal, lower, not none. If you are seriously concerned, you should consult your physician. See also, Foodborne Diseases Fact Sheet. See link 1. From Texas State Government. Exactly how it's been undercooked is also a factor. If you have an item that's been well cooked on one side, without being cooked on another side, you're at a much higher chance for pathogens than something that's been well seared but still rare in the middle. Besides what SAJ14SAJ has mentioned, you want to cook all exposed surfaces. In the case of ground meat, which Exotech has mentioned, almost everything is an exposed surface, which makes it much more difficult to deal with, and you're dealing with more complicated machinery that's more difficult to clean than a simple blade. You then have other factors, such as how it's raised, where it's been processed, how long it's been since it was cut and what temperature it was held at, etc. In general, the less time since it's been cut, the less risky it is, assuming all other things, like the cleanliness of where it was processed, being equal. All of that being said, eating raw beef on its own is not a problem. There are plenty of places where it's still practiced. My experience has been with Ethiopian food. Kitfo is raw, ground beef with spices, while gourd is cubed, raw beef. Inuit also eat raw meat, but it's typically frozen first, and rarely beef. As for what might happen, that's been pretty well covered on the bad side, but there are also groups out there who advocate eating raw meat, or even rotting meat to help with digestive issues. I don't know that I'd personally recommend it, though.